Hi, how's everyone? Hope you're well. I'm back again. I had a little bit of a break from making videos while I was away having a bit of a break camping, and it's just really nice to be back and started. Today I thought I would start with a little bit of help with back to school. So I'm going to make some lemon and honey cereal bars. I think that it's the hardest thing really when the kids are back to school, trying to organise packed lunches, trying to do something that's healthy, and it's so easy to run to the shops and buy all these different packs of bars. And I have emergency ones in the back of my pantry, of course we all do, but it's really nice to be able to give them something a little bit healthier and really tasty as well, which is the great thing. Sunday is my day when I do a bit of batch cooking for the week, so things like cereal bars or any healthier biscuits that we can use for packed lunches. And also my favourite, for those of you who know me, is to cook a whole chicken in the varoma, and then I use that steamed chicken to make chicken salad, chicken wraps. My daughter loves chicken and avocado wraps, for example, and then if there's any left over at the end of the week, I tend to pop it in a curry or in some sort of cooking. So yeah, it's a good time Sunday afternoon to just do a little bit of preparation for the week, and it just makes it so much easier when you do a bit of batch cooking. And of course with Thermomix, a couple of hours of batch cooking in the kitchen does yield quite a lot of stuff for the whole week. So I hope you like my lemon and honey bars. I'm going to do it manually. I'm not using a cookie dough recipe, so I will put the recipe in the comments after the live video is finished. And yeah, let me know what you think. If there's any variations to it, let me know. If you think you could do it differently. I love experimenting and playing with ingredients, so let me know what you think and post pictures as well, because that's always really nice to see how you get on. Okay, so let's start the recipe then. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop the scales on. There we go, here are our scales. And I'm going to add a mixture of sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds. So, scales to 0. There we go, we're back to 0. So I'm going to do about 35 grams of sunflower seeds. Oh, I did a bit more, okay, never mind. So what I'll do is, I need about 70 to 75 grams altogether. So I'll even that out with my pumpkin seeds. There we go, that's fine. And what I'd like to do with these is just pulse them a little bit to just grind them down so they're not completely whole. So I'm going to do that literally for 4 seconds at speed 5. There we go. So let's open this up. So that's what we've done with these. Literally just break them down a little bit. So pop them here to one side. And then we're going to add, tablespoon of coconut oil. Let me put the scales in a second. So 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, 3 tablespoons of honey, right, let's see if we can get this. So, needs to be quite strong to press the honey. There we go, so that's 1. If you're using hard honey, honey that isn't runny, you could always pop it in the microwave for a little bit beforehand, or in a bain-marie, because we need it to be a tiny bit liquid really to mix everything together. So this is my 3rd one. I put a little bit extra because I wasn't able to. Now, if you pop the spoon in hot water beforehand, the honey won't stick. So I'm just going to scrape it all down. There we go. So that's our honey gone in. Then I'm going to do 1 tablespoon of tahini. let me give it a bit of a stir. Now, okay, so that's my tahini. It's shop bought. As you know, tahini is very, very easy to make in the Thermomix, but I do have an emergency pot in the back of the fridge, just in case I need to make hummus and, you know, I'm in a rush and I haven't got time. It's a very versatile thing to have. There we go. So this is my tahini going in. Now, tahini is made from sesame seeds, and it's literally ground roasted sesame seeds, but it's just full of flavour and also full of goodness. So that's them. And then the next thing we're going to do is a lemon. This is an unwaxed lemon. The reason it's better for it to be unwaxed is because we're going to use the zest. So I'm going to pop the zest in now, like so. And then we're also going to use the juice of the lemon as well. So let's pop this in here. I like making the lemon and honey cereal bars for winter, really, because I always find that lemon and honey is for when you've got colds and when you're not quite feeling so good. And now, funnily enough, it's absolutely boiling outside, so but they are still delicious. And the great thing about these is that they're not just for breakfast, you can have them any time of the day. They're just really, really moreish. Here we go. So that's about most of the zest. And I am going to chop this lemon in half, and I'll show you my little trick in case you don't know it already. As you know, the measuring cup has some kind of dents here, so it's open. So this is a very clever thing, because if we need any lemon juice, we can juice it straight onto the lid. The pips will stay on the lid, but the juice will trickle down, and I love that. It just means that we don't need to wash anything else. We don't need to juice it and use a sieve or anything like that. It all goes straight into the pot. Less washing, which saves us time, saves water, saves energy bills, you know. So there we go. And we're going to do the other lemon as well. And as I say, the pips are falling all onto the lid, but the juice is trickling down into our bowl. So there we go, almost done. Last bit there. Wonderful. And then I'm just going to make sure that all the juice has gone down. There we go, beautiful. Lovely. So that's that. I'll put that to one side. So what we're going to do now is we're going to melt it all together. So I'm going to go back to the main screen, and I'm going to put it on for 1 minute. There we go. Speed 8, not speed, temperature 80, and then speed 1. Now this is going to melt the coconut oil, the tahini, which is a little bit thick, the honey, and the lemon. It's going to make it all kind of into a sort of paste, and then we can add all the ingredients in, and that's it. So really, really easy. What I've done is this is a really good cereal bar kind of tin, and as you can see, I've put parchment paper in it. Now I've seen online they do sell cereal bar kind of silicone ones, and I've got an eye on it. I think I might have to treat myself to one day, and they just have the grooves of the cereal bars, and I think that would be so cool if you could just put it straight in. But actually, if you've got a square one like this, it's no big deal to just cut them into, you know, rectangles or any shape that you want. You could do little squares as well if you didn't want to have like the cereal bar shape. But I find this is quite good, because I just do it in half and then I do all the cereal bars, and they're quite a good kind of shape. So that's what I use for my cereal bar. So perfect. Let's turn that round. So I just want to show you in here. There you go. So that's everything that's just melted in there. Perfect. Okay, so all we need to do now is add the rest of the ingredients. So I've got my seeds that we crushed earlier on. They're going in. I'm going to add, here we go. So 1 tablespoon of linseed and 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. So that is going to go in now. So lots of fibre. I love chia seeds and I love linseeds. I try and put them in almost everything because they're just so full of fibre. They're very good for your gut. My son's always had tummy issues, so for years and years, all I focus on is putting lots of fibre in his food, and this is just perfect, really. So another tablespoon of chia seeds goes in. Then I'm gonna pop the scales on. Oops. Big fingers. There we go. Scales go on. And we're going to put 110 grams of oats, rolled oats. So let me keep an eye on those scales. It's the problem when I get chatting, I get distracted and then I end up putting too much. So 110, almost there. Wonderful. Woo, perfect. Now the last ingredient, more or less, is date paste. Now these are just medjool dates that I turn into a paste. Sometimes I make a big batch. I didn't have a big batch this time, so I just made a small amount. But all you have to do with your dates is, I normally chop them at speed 5 for 3 or 4 seconds in your bowl, and then I add, for something like this, I added about a tablespoon of water, and then I heat it up probably 4 minutes at speed 80, and that's enough to turn it into a paste. Now this is fantastic for sweetening cakes and all sorts of sweet things. It's much healthier than sugar. It's a very natural way of sweetening things, and it's got a lovely flavour as well. So you can either make a big batch or a small batch, but yeah, super, super quick and easy to make. So that's about 20 grams of dates. There we go, so that goes in. And then the very, very last thing I'm going to do is a tiny pinch of salt. I always like adding a little bit of salt into my sweet things. It really brings the flavour. And all we have to do now is mix this together. So we don't want to chop it up too much. So I'm going to pop it on for 10 seconds at speed 6, and then we'll have a look and see. Less is more with Thermomix. Is really powerful. So just remember that we don't want to put it on for too long. We're better off doing 10 seconds, scraping the sides down, checking to see how we're getting on. And there we go. So it's looking really good, but I'm literally going to put it on for another 5 seconds just to mix a little bit more. So 5 seconds. There we go. So here we go. These are the cereal bars ready to go. Now we just need to put them in our baking tray. These are no bake cereal bars, okay? You don't have to bake them. They're just going to go in the cereal tray. You flatten them down, and then all they need is 2 or 3 hours in the fridge and they're ready to go. So super quick and easy and really tasty. Okay? Now, if you feel like you prefer them to be chocolate, or just change the lemon for, you know, from some cacao, you can make them coffee. You could also add cacao nibs, because lemon and cacao is quite nice as well. So, you know, feel free to experiment a little bit more. Once you get your quantities right, it's very easy to get a batch. I'm going to pop them in the tray and in the fridge, and what I'll do is I'll pop a picture on later on of the, you know, once they're ready to go, I'll cut them up and you can see the result. But yeah, give it a go. Let me know what you think. Take care then. Bye.